In a moment, I will call out 3 behaviors. How many do you do today? 1. Did you speak without thinking in the presence of someone who made you angry? 2. Did you elaborate on one of your wins more than anyone wanted? 3. Have you ever told someone not to trust something just because it felt good to get it off your chest at the time? If the number is high, don't worry. It just means a little of your power slipped away without you knowing. In this video, you will learn why that happens and how to prevent it. You probably think your words leave no trace behind you. You believe that what you say will be forgotten, that losing your temper for a moment will not be held against you, that a secret you told someone will just stay where you put it. The truth is, more of what you say is remembered, stored, and brought back out when it's useful than you'd like to believe. 500 years ago in Italy, a statesman wrote that noise does not protect power, silence does. He thought that the gravest error a ruler could commit was to disclose his intentions and weaknesses before the opportune moment, because whoever knew them would always manage to turn them to his advantage. 5 centuries later, that observation hasn't aged, only the medium carrying the information has changed. Now, the listener isn't the only one who can remember. There could be a screen somewhere that does the remembering for them. And so today, I'm going to show you 5 behaviors. They all occur in a situation that seems totally innocuous in daily life. When you are angry, when you are off guard, when you have just won something, when you trust someone, when you say something in passing. None of them are about being a bad person. Often they are in our most honest, warmest moments. The point is not to close them down, but to choose deliberately when, to whom, and how much you open up. Think of it like a leak. On a ship, you don't look for one big gash. The real danger is the small cracks no one notices, trivial alone, but all pulling the same way over time. None of the 5 points made today will sink you, all by themselves, but said repeatedly, without you noticing, they subtly shape how people read you and what they expect from you. One more thing. This video is not meant to make you paranoid. That's not the goal, and living as if every word gets filed away somewhere is exhausting in itself. The idea is to see the same moments a few times and to step out of autopilot long enough to make a conscious choice. True power is not being on guard all the time. It's knowing the moments that need attention. What's different about this video? This is no motivational video. Each point gives 2 real-life examples, a brief explanation of why the behavior occurs, a warning about how the principle can be misused, and a small exercise you can try today. It's not about making you quieter. It's about making you the master of when you speak and when you wait. There is a logic to these points. First, you learn to notice your own reactions, then who gets what piece of information and when, and finally, the patience that holds it all together. I've collated these from patterns I keep observing around me in the workplace and in the course of daily life, not as a hard and fast formula, but to get you thinking about your own behavior. If you are ready, let's start. Point 1. The rage confession. Anger bypasses the filter. When you get angry, your brain lowers the priority it places on holding things back. The resentment you have been sitting on, the irritation you have been covering up, the thought you have been avoiding saying out loud, all come pouring out, one after another. The false belief is, what I say when I'm angry is the purest version of my real feelings. At least in that moment, I'm honest. In reality, anger doesn't make you honest. It makes you careless. What you say may be part of what you feel, but it is a part without context, without proportion, without time. Scenario 1, a colleague calls you out in front of everyone. You go on the defense and shoot back, "You are always like this. Remember what you did last month?" At the time, it feels like relief. But after the meeting, 2 things are left behind. The real problem you never solved, and a coworker who has just learned about a grudge you've been hiding for months and now knows how to use it. It's a simple mechanism. When you get angry, you become predictable. If somebody finds out what makes you tick, they can push that button at will. What you say in that moment does not become a record of your best day. It becomes a permanent record of how the other person remembers you, and people remember your most out-of-control moment, not your calmest one. Scenario 2. You mention a year-old tension with someone else in the middle of a family argument that has nothing to do with the current subject. The argument itself is forgotten once it's done. But that sentence isn't. It's dredged up again at the next family reunion, minus the context that had made it make sense. One word of caution, though. This is not an excuse to never show anger or to bottle everything up. Anger that is suppressed tends to explode later in an even less controlled way. A grudge that's never voiced often comes out at the worst possible moment, directed at the wrong person. It's the difference between noticing what you feel and throwing it out right away, unfiltered. The point isn't silence, it's withholding your answer. It's not about suppressing the feeling, it's about choosing how to express it. So here's a little exercise for today. The next time you feel yourself getting angry, count 10 to yourself before you respond. That's it. Your answer may be the same, but at least it will be an answer you made, not one that was made for you. If you're willing to go a step further, write down your first reaction on paper or in your phone, then wait an hour before sending it. Most of the time, when you read it back an hour later, you're going to want to change at least half of that first sentence. You could write in the comments, "My anger serves me." That doesn't mean you shouldn't be angry. It means you're not letting your anger speak for you. You're guiding it. Point 2, dropping your guard. There are two states in which people are much more talkative than normal. One is a relaxed moment, say after a few drinks. The other is an overloaded moment, the peak of stress and pressure. They both do the same thing, which is to temporarily turn off the mental filter that says to you, "Don't say this right now." The lie. When I'm relaxed, what I say is more sincere, more real. Partially true. But being sincere doesn't mean you have to share every piece of information in every setting. Relaxing doesn't make you more honest. Relaxing makes you less selective. Scenario 1. You're at a friend's get-together. After a few drinks, you find yourself talking loudly about your real frustrations at work, even what you really think of your manager. Everyone is laughing, and you are enjoying telling the story. You feel light, understood. The next day, you have no idea who that information has been passed on to. And a month later, it returns to you from a direction you never expected. Mechanism. Alcohol doesn't create new thoughts. It lowers the barriers on thoughts that are already there. That same barrier is worn down by stress over a long period because your mind spends most of its energy getting through the moment, not evaluating, should I say this? Anyway, you're the one talking, but the other person is the one remembering. Scenario 2. You come to your family with work problems during a busy time, and it begins to sound like a confession of inadequacy. "I'm just not cut out for this." You want support, and you usually get it. But sometimes the other person just files that away quietly as information they will factor in later, not out of malice, just how memory works. A year later, when a promotion becomes available, that old phrase might resurface as a quiet worry. A word of caution here. This isn't about never opening up to anybody or keeping all your emotions bottled up. It's not weakness, it's how healthy relationships are built. Opening up to someone you trust at the right time is a deliberate thing. It's the difference between the moment you decide and the moment that decides you, between having control and not having it. Small exercise. This week, in any social setting where you're feeling tired, tense, or relaxed, ask yourself one question before you share anything. Would I say this with a clear, calm head too? If the answer is no, sit on it for a day. If you feel the need to open up during a stressful stretch, try doing so with one trusted person in a calm setting, rather than with a whole group. It satisfies the same need with much less risk. The question here is, which of these two scenarios you trip up more on, talking too much when you're relaxed and in a crowd, or breaking down under pressure? Drop me a comment to let me know. Point 3. The need to be validated. The impulse to explain is the same for the sense of inadequacy and the sense of success. If you win, you want everyone to know you won. If you are unsure of yourself, you want to prove you are knowledgeable. Both have the same root, the need for outside approval. False belief. If I don't explain my success or my knowledge, no one will notice, and my effort goes to waste. In reality, the constant need to explain usually produces the opposite effect. People start seeing you not as a trustworthy expert, but as someone chasing approval. Scenario 1. You successfully complete a project. You walk through the whole process and every obstacle you surmounted, how clever your approach was. Uninvited in the meeting. For those listening, it is not inspiring, it is a burden. Eyes drift to the table. And if someone in the room is in your field, each step you describe becomes a roadmap for them. While you're bragging, they're taking notes. Mechanism. Every detail you share is also information you're giving away. Describing how you did something describes how it can be done again. What shortcut you took, what mistake you avoided. Results make you valuable. Methods make you replaceable. Scenario 2. You're in a group of strangers and you keep name-dropping, cutting people off to show you know the topic. What this really means is, I'm not confident. Someone truly confident doesn't need to prove it. When the group breaks up, people don't remember how much you knew. They remember how much you said. A word of caution. This is not to say you should never talk about your wins or always stay in the shadows. A healthy sign of confidence is sharing in moderation with the right audience at the right time. The distinction is between necessity and choice in speaking. Mini exercise. Before you share a win or a piece of knowledge today, ask yourself, why am I telling this? To inform or to get approval? If it's the latter, think again. Or, when you do discuss a win, limit it to one sentence. Provide the outcome and the single lesson you learned, not the entire process. Anyone who is curious will ask. Rate yourself from 1 to 10. How much silent power did you use today? And how much did you need to explain yourself? Leave your number in the comments. Point 4. The cost of trust. Not everyone comes to you with threats. Some people come to you with fragility. They act like somebody who's struggling, who's been done wrong, who needs support. And of course you go into protect mode, help mode, open up mode. In most cases, this is a perfectly healthy, authentic way to relate to someone. But, on occasion, it is the other person who is deliberately using that trust. The false belief, if someone opened up to me, I have to open up the same way. Otherwise, I'm being ungrateful. The truth is, reciprocity doesn't have to be at the same depth every time. Helping someone and giving away all your secrets are not the same. Scenario 1. Someone you've just met talks about their past struggles with a kind of warmth that almost feels cinematic. You start sharing your own weak points, your fears, your family problems to fit the moment, makes you feel closer with them. If the relationship ever soured, that information could become something that is used against you, often not because of malice, but just a reflex of, I'll use whatever I have. Mechanism. Every social circle is a small economy of shared information. Keeping secrets builds trust. Giving them away, either your own or someone else's, destroys it. It feels fun in the short term, but gets expensive in the long term. Joining in on gossip is a signal that I can't hold on to information, and that same group will talk about you with the same ease someday. Scenario 2. You're in a group of friends, and gossip begins about someone you all know, and you add in a little extra information you happen to have. It kind of makes you feel close, like an insider perhaps, but it also tells everyone there that you'd talk behind their backs too, and they'll remember that next time they're weighing what to share with you. One word of caution. This is not to say that you should never trust anyone, or that you should treat everyone as a potential threat. Real intimacy is based on mutual trust, and that can't happen without some risk. To always be suspicious just isolates you. The difference is responding the same way to everybody who opens up and selectively choosing who to trust, how much, and when. Trust is like a key. Trust everybody and you're vulnerable. Trust nobody and you're vulnerable in a different way. Small exercise. This week, before you pass on information someone told you, ask yourself, is this mine to tell, or was it entrusted to me? Try the reverse too. If someone opens up to you fast and deep, listen and support them, but remember, you don't have to match that pace. Trust is built over time, not in a rush. Week in review. So far, anger makes you predictable, dropped guard exposes you, and need for approval gives away your method. All three share a common root, a desire for immediate relief rather than longer-term consequences. The last 2 points are how to make up for the first 3. What follows is what matters most. Point 5. Impulsive words. When you are under pressure, or when a relationship is falling apart, your mouth will often do one of 2 things: make a promise it can't keep, or try to use information you are holding against the other person. Both sources are the same: the search for immediate relief. The false belief, if I make a promise, that solves the problem right now. Or, if I tell what I know, justice will be served. Both feel good in the short term and cost a lot in the long term. Scenario 1. You tell a friend or your manager, I promise I'll definitely handle it next time, with no plan of how, to ease the pressure. Instantly, the promise cuts the tension, the talk is over. But when the deadline hits and the same issue surfaces again, what's left is not only the unresolved issue, it's a lingering question mark over your reliability. Mechanism. A promise is a debt owed to yourself. You don't pay to create it, you pay when you don't maintain it. And what you lose is not just the situation you lose it in, but trust in everything you promise to do going forward. One broken promise makes the next one suspicious too. Scenario 2. You wish to bring up a weakness that the other person once confided in you as the relationship or partnership goes sour. It's like bringing balance back in, but anyone who does this sends a message to everyone around them. I'll use what's entrusted to me once I've been hurt, and that costs much more than the satisfaction it gives. Your ex isn't the only loser here. It's your reputation that you carry into every relationship after, cautioning against the misapplication of this. It does not mean that you should never make a promise or never speak out against real injustice. In some cases, taking a stand or pointing to injustice directly is exactly the right thing to do. The difference is if you're responding to a well-thought-out decision or just looking for relief right now. A small exercise. Before you make a promise to someone or share something about a past relationship, sit on it for 24 hours this week. If it is beyond that first day, it is probably something that needs to be said. The sense of urgency usually goes away in that first day. Practice saying clearly what you can do, not promising, I can't guarantee it, but I'll try, works far better than a promise you can't keep. What do you think is harder? To never promise what you can't deliver? Or to keep quiet when you are hurting? Tell me in the comments. The end. Let's take stock and see how these 5 points connect. Anger makes you predictable. Slowing your response puts it under your control. But often the anger is triggered because your guard was already down, tired, tense, a few drinks in. The second point is the basis for the first. But guarding your guard leaves a gap often, wins you didn't explain, details you didn't share, and trying to fill that gap with approval seeking is the trap in point 3. Sharing in moderation enables you to tell who really deserves your trust. That's point 4. And the glue that holds it all together is patience. A hasty promise out of pressure or a secret told while you're hurt can spend everything the first 4 points made in a single moment. The 5th is the last line of defense, to protect what the other 4 earned you. This is not a one-time decision. These are habits, and habits are only built through repetition. Choose one of the 5 today, whichever is easiest or most familiar, and start there. Now, just pick one behavior and track it for a week. Whenever you notice yourself doing this behavior, write down a word. There's its own jump in awareness, looking back how many times you caught yourself. Everything changes at once, and the result is the same as changing nothing. This video covered the first 5 building blocks of silent power. Next time I'll go into one of them more, the selective visibility and boundary setting, because that's what I get the most questions about. How open should I be, and where does that become a boundary? If this gave you a pattern you didn't notice before, like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Let me know in the comments what point you resonated with the most. And one more. I am the one that governs my word. Drop this below. Catch you in the next one.